right, go ahead, hang out. We are going to play our new world-famous game. It's called Pick a Nick. Pick the famous Nick and win a gift card to picnics. So you do some planting, all right? It's coming up in about 10 minutes. Cars 108. I'm Pat. That's AJ.
It's 8:16. Going to be a partly cloudy day today. Highs near 70.
All right, welcoming into the studio now. Local folks doing locally good things for the local kids. You can't get much better than that from Krystal Joe's Diner in Flint. You guys are up there on Atherton, right?
Yes, sir.
This is Tony, everybody. Tony, good morning, man.
Morning, you guys.
All right. Tony, tell us, you are what? You're the owner of this whole place, right?
Yep, I own it. I've been there 10 years.
10 years. Okay. So, did you open it, or are you one of those guys who started working there and then bought the place?
No, I just saw it up for sale one day and ended up buying it.
That's awesome.
That's ambition, man.
That really is.
Seriously.
It's always a great idea until about 10 years into your career and you're like, oh my God, I haven't slept yet. But Tony...
Tony's like the busiest guy in the world,
Is
by
he
the way.
really?
Yes.
How busy are you, Tony?
I managed to stay married.
Oh, man.
So there's somebody out there more busy than me for sure.
All right. So now the reason why we have Tony in is because now for a long time we have had a bike sitting in our garage. Now our son is out there right now. Literally, he's in our lobby. We got to take him to a doctor appointment later. But he never got around to, he's on the autism spectrum, so we tried the bike thing. We really tried it. It never, he learned a little bit, but it just, in the end,
never caught on.
It was not his thing.
And this bike, it was totally unused.
It was, yeah.
And it's moved with us from different states. And I'm like, we need to do something with this bike. I've literally offered it for free to neighbors, and nobody will take it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And then we heard about Krystal Joe's Diner and what you guys are doing. So Tony, tell us why you now have our bike and what you're doing with it.
Well, I have your guys' bike and 799 other bikes.
Wow.
Finished. I have about 1,300 bikes in my possession at the moment.
Oh, it's great.
But I'm just over 800 finished.
Say, wasn't your goal 1,000?
My goal is 1,000.
And you have exceeded your goal already.
So,
you still got time.
Well, that's finished. 800 finished.
Yeah, 800 finished. We're getting there.
It often takes about 3 bikes to make one.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So now, what are you doing with these bikes? Are you reselling them? Do you have Tony's Bike Shop, or what are you doing with them?
We do an annual event every year. It started off on the south side of Flint. This year we're moving to the north side.
Okay.
So there'll be 2 locations in Flint, one at Home STEM Academy on the north side, and then Nethercutt Elementary on the south side.
Yeah.
I'm going to take half the bikes to each location, and we give away free food, shoes. There's all kinds of programs. It's 100% free.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to sell anything, so it's just a really good way to get the community out and get them involved and get a free bike.
Get a bike.
Now tell everybody, because I dropped off the bike last week and we talked briefly because he was he was in the kitchen cooking when I walked in. But how did you get into this? Because I love the story about how you got into fixing bikes.
When I was a kid, my mom and dad sold bicycles out in front of the house. So every morning before I went to school, me and my brothers, we'd have to push them out. And then when we got done with dinner and it was time to go in for the night, we'd have to bring them back. And out of 7 children, I am the one child, the youngest, who they had to fight with me to get me to do it. And I'll be darned, I'm the only one still messing with them.
So the love of bikes kind of stuck with you.
Continues.
But that is fundamentally something that I believe most children have a memory of when you got your first bike.
Yeah.
I can tell you mine. I can tell you where it was, what birthday, what color it was.
We used to spend all day. You wouldn't come back till the streetlights came on.
And I know we talk about that and we forget that there are kids out there today that day is never going to come if it was not for, something like what you guys are doing.
Well, the reason that it works is because of what you just said. I believe this completely. Everybody says, "Why? How does this happen? How'd you guys get so big so fast?" And I think it's because we do remember our bike. We remember what it looked like. My bike had a name.
Yeah.
I still have him. He's out in the garage right now, waiting on me to get off my butt and ride him. But we've been together for 30 years.
Wow.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And people, they just take that old bike and you're not doing anything with it. And if they get it to me and I need them dropped off, if they bring them to me at the restaurant, I will fix them. I have the parts and the ambition, and I'm...
Well, and it sounds...
what did you say when I dropped off our bike? You said this bike is... You said if both wheels were falling off and it was bent in half, you'd still take it.
If it got ran over by a car and left in the ditch for the last 2 years, I'm looking for it.
See, ours is pretty low on the totem pole as far as repairs.
But also, this is probably kind of therapeutic for you, because if you're a guy who likes tinkering with bikes, after you're done working all day and doing that, this almost has to be therapeutic to sit down and work on these bikes, right?
It's hard to believe that it's one thing at a time, because there's so many of them, but it does help me because I'm a short order cook, so I got a lot happening at once.
Yeah, you do.
So at the end of the day, I just sit down and I grab one bicycle and I work on it until it's finished. And when it's finished, it feels good. And
wow.
Next.
This is really great. Now, if folks want to get involved, of course, we'll have all the info up at WCRZ.com because I know you're thinking right now the same thing. Oh, that's right. We have, remember Joey's little bike is sitting there and yada, yada, yada. What do we do with them?
They've outgrown them.
They're busted. So how can people, we'll have the info there, but right now, what can they do? Do they just come to Krystal Joe's Diner and drop them off? Or what do they do?
Please come in or drive around back and come on in. We'll let us know you're there. We'll come out. We'll unload it. I drive a truck every single day. And grab something to eat while you're there. Don't grab something to eat, whatever it takes.
You don't even care.
Just trust me, you want to grab something to eat.
Well, yeah, you do, right?
It's better than throwing them away or just letting them sit and rust.
Wow, that's awesome. And final question here for Tony from Krystal Joe's Diner. On a scale of 1 to Charlie Sheen, how nutty do you got to be to get into the restaurant industry as an owner?
Well, when I bought it, somebody told me that it was just like having a boat, and I never had a boat, so I didn't understand that.
Yeah, now do you?
The 2 happiest days of a restaurant owner's life is the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
There you go.
Hey, Michael on Facebook Live wants to know who's cooking. If you're here in studio, who's cooking right now?
Sugar Shane's
Sugar
on
Shane.
the
All right, Shane's working the grill.
Go and see him.
Krystal Joe's Diner, you guys are on Atherton and Flint. Love you guys so much, and you're obviously doing great things here in the neighborhood. The bike drive is underway. So once again, WCRZ.com.
Thank you for taking the time this morning.
Yeah, this guy's coming in during morning rush, right? You should be making eggs and bacon right now. But thank you, Tony, for all you do. And you're looking for the bikes, right?
Bring them in. I'll take anything.
There you go. Thank you so much. Check that one out. And thank you, Tony. We'll let you get back and maybe get Shane off the grill for just a second there, okay? All right.
He likes it.
It's Cars 108, 823.